Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Rise of the Republic. I think we are on to episode number 11 now, so things really are, we have been going for this for quite a while. And if you remember at the end of the last episode, things were really starting to pick up and starting to go into our favour. We had a really brutal time in episode 9 with Tarsus. I don't know how to say it, someone said I think I'm pointing out I was saying it wrong, but I can still never remember to get it correctly. Where they really started to take quite a few of our cities. And yeah, I started to get quite frustrated, but then things really started to pick up again in episode 10, and we've really now got them on the ropes. So at the end of the last episode, we've got one of our armies now actually besieging their capital. Our second army is moving down into support, and they're both big full-strength armies. We're going to be taking some attrition though in this turn, and I think probably next turn we'll probably go straight in for the siege, to be honest. They've got a reasonable garrison, particularly with the navy as well, and they've got a bit of an army kicking around. Quite a big army kicking around actually, but I think it's worth it. I think we're going to have to go for it. We could conceivably bring over our third army here, a slightly smaller army, the warriors, and just really go for the capital, but I was going to send these guys down and attack the next city. Plus I think they've got an army kicking around here somewhere, I thought, loose in the heel of Italy, so I want to make sure that doesn't come as a relieving force to the city as well. Elsewhere we managed to force peace with Croton as well, so we're not going to worry about them too much. I'm a little bit worried about Consentia, which is why I put the money in to upgrade it to a better city, so we should get a much better garrison. We'll get sort of proper high tier units there defending, so with the walls and everything I feel that should be okay. Elsewhere we are still at war with the Romans. Someone did make a very interesting suggestion of why don't I use my armies to raid more, and the answer to that is I don't know. So let's have a little bit of a go with it. I don't want to leave the city too undefended. It has a garrison, we should be within range. So if we just nip out of our territory here, say, does that now enable me to raid? It does. So what does that do? Costs 50% command, minus 20% upkeep, public order problems and growth problems for that province, and causes them less money. Cool, and it does increase our return income quite a lot, so that's nice. Certainly, cool. We could do the same with this army, actually, to be honest. Move them over here.
You have further orders?
Oh, we've probably not got enough movement speed this turn, but next turn we can start to raid. If we get engaged, we're just going to have to try and pull back to the city. It's perhaps a bit more risky with this guy because it's such a small little army. So maybe it might turn out to be a bad idea. I think that's all we can really do this turn, unless we've got anything else we can upgrade financially, because we're getting a pretty decent per turn income now. What's the food like in Lucania? Pretty good actually. We could start to upgrade some of this because public orders +7. Increased wealth from industry. That's better because it just costs food and we've got plenty of food. Oh, we can start to upgrade our shrines of Keres. Obviously gives us more agriculture as well. Oh, and that's pretty much our money gone. So let's pad straight into the next turn. This is going to be a critical couple of turns, I think, really, depending on how this all pans out. I'm kind of regretting moving this mini army here already, actually. I think I might send that back to the garrison. I think it's a bit risky moving that one out. My larger army, which I've got just outside in the Roman territory, I'm not so worried about, because if that gets engaged, I think it can give a fair shot on its own.
As a sign of accord reached and new accords to come.
If they remember, last time I offered them peace, they basically told me to sod off. So, no, you're literally going straight into the ground. Are they going to engage me? They are. Okay, wow, it's going to be a huge battle. Do we fight it or don't we? We should win. But then at the same time, I'm... Go on, we'll fight it. Oh, if I screw this up, I'm going to be so annoyed. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully my computer can actually deal with this level of battle as well on the recording. It could be quite interesting. Given the size of these two armies that we're going to be meeting. So we're amassing like 4,500 men or something on our side. And the enemy have got a bit less, like 3,500. So it's certainly going to make for an interesting fight. If we win this battle, then that is their city basically defeated, because this is basically they're throwing everything at me now. So this is going to be a really critical one to win. The Glorious and the Howling Wolves are our two armies. Got quite a few Lucian Warriors, pretty solid units, a few SAMNITE infantry, and then our Slingers as well. So we should hopefully be pretty well set. Okay. So, we've got all our troops. Which way are they facing? I feel like they're all facing backwards. Okay, that's weird. That confused me. Why are they all... Am I missing something? I don't know. Let's array this properly. So we've got our really heavy generals is in his silver infantry. Which are seriously cool units. These are like the really heavy late tier infantry. They're very nice. So let's group them up with the rest of the infantry. I think these guys want to be arrayed this way, to be honest. I don't know why they were facing the wrong way. We'll put our slingers in the centre. We've actually got some medium cavalry, some native companion cavalry. We'll probably stick these both on one flank because they're going to have a hard time, the light cavalry, of actually doing anything effective. So these guys, yeah, proper sort of like Greek mercenary cavalry almost. So let's have a look then. So our reinforcements are going to appear from over here. I'm guessing that's what that arrow is indicating. Yeah, here is the enemy army. I'm going to send our cavalry straight against these enemy missile cavalry. Because my understanding is that the enemy are landing all by ship by the looks of it. So if we can just engage these guys, we might as well kill this general straight away if we can. We're going to try and make a run for it, I guess. Yeah, they are. Whether our Italian light cavalry are going to be quicker than theirs or not, I don't know. We'll see how they get on. So the rest of our army is turning up. Let's see what we've got with these guys. God, just do so many infantry. Okay. Let's just form a second line, I think. At least for now. Then we've got some cavalry. How's our cavalry getting on? Going to get themselves into trouble in a minute. Oh, go on, guys! Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on! Yes, good job. Come on, will they not turn around and engage? There we go. We've just got to be careful because their very heavy cavalry are nearly going to turn up. So we want to kill these guys as quickly as we can. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a spot of bother when the enemy actually turn up with the bulk of their army. So these guys are all advancing. What about all our slingers, archers, ambushers, every assorted ranged unit under the sun that we possess? Let's form these into just a huge missile line, basically. How's our cavalry doing in this fight? Oh, really not very well, really. Considering they're just a light missile cavalry, I expected them to perform very poorly, but it's turning out to not be the case. Stick it onto a fast forward a little bit. Our units move themselves about. Some native Greek spearmen. Come on, kill them. What are you guys doing? You're so long about it. You're going to get caught by the enemy. The archers moving up as well. Where these guys are going? Look. I don't know. Don't really understand. Anything abilities I can do to boost? No. Toggle map, toggle guard mode. Fortunately not. It looks like their ships are coming in as well. But the bulk of our army should be starting to form up now into one sort of giant morass. It's hopefully going to be quite effective. What have we got here? Light cavalry and some Greek spearmen. Keep these guys right at the back. You can move up here. Where's our originally cavalry? God, this is getting confusing. I can't believe we haven't been able to kill this guy. It really surprised me. Thankfully, the enemy hasn't sent in their other cavalry, I don't know, for whatever reason. There we go, finally starting to waver. Come on. Break, damn you. Oh, it's gone. It's recovered. Wavering, wavering, broken, shattered. Okay. Didn't quite that much fast forward. Come on.
The enemy general is dead.
Where are you going? don't know what's going on here with the cavalry. A bit of a bug, I think. Because they've like basically scattered to the four winds. Look, they've got cavalry literally. Oh, it's a horse. That's why it's a dead. I was thinking, what on earth is going on? Why have I got cavalrymen riding around the map? But it looks like it's just a horse. Oh, we've got some seriously large army here. Look at this. This is so epic. How cool they look. I love the different shield designs and everything that we get. Oh, I'm very impressed. Okay, I think let's just form up our cavalry. We are going to advance, to be honest. No, not double time, single time, please. In formation. And we can definitely get some good cinematics off this one. Look at this. This is so badass. I love it. All our archers, and then I'll realign with the rest of our heavy infantry moving up. I love this game sometimes. Just occasionally. It impresses me. Look at the amount of range icons we've got. A little bit of disorder going on here, but they should start to form up their ranks again. Yeah, it's the idea. Nice. Why are these guys going quite so slowly? My silver infantry. These guys are obviously so heavy they just march. Wow, they sound badass though, don't they? Okay. So a lot of the enemy ships are starting to come ashore. Now, the balance of power isn't that strongly in our favour, to be honest. By the looks of things. Maybe we should engage early while they're a bit more scattered, but maybe it's a bit late for that now. They've got all their things like their mere heavy cavalry. This could make for an interesting fight, I think. Okay, let's go into fast forward again and get to these guys to catch up with this. I feel like they've got to attack, so I'm happy for them to come to me. See if they're going to send like their light skirmishers. First, I think we should. I've got such a strong force of skirmishers that slingers, archers. I don't know what they are. Are these javelins or archers? No, javelins. Slingers, archers, slingers, and archers. Okay, got a lot of stuff. Whoa. Our range should very shortly be able to start opening fire.
Men of Italia! Ready.
There we go. Volley out. It's starting to immediately decimate the enemy slingers.
Our general is under attack.
Is he? So it looks like we're being flanked by a bit of cavalry there.
Cavalry!
Pull our cavalry back into a defensive line around with our spearmen behind them. That's why we've got our double line to try and hold out in this sort of thing. Some of their infantry, their hillsmen, their peasants are waving before they've even reached my front line. They're shooting some of my heavy infantry, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind them doing that because it means us to get volleys out. And here come the heavy cavalry. They're going to get stuck in on the flank by the looks of it. Okay. Move our spearmen around. And so it begins.
The men are wavering.
Okay, right, let's have a look at this situation. You guys can pull back in more to there. I'm going to have to pause briefly because this is chaos. I want you, and you. Should be focusing down. And these sort of people, really. You're too short range. The missiles. Missiles. And missiles. Okay, cool.
Spears ready.
Our guys here on the flank are having a bit of a hard time of it. Actually having a very hard time of it. Get these guys engaged.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Into those cavalry. Down there routing already. chase these guys off if we can. Our heavy infantry are engaging these enemy very heavy cavalry. Rear flank, those guys there. Start to try and drive them away. They're attacking the rear lines with their heavy cavalry, which is not ideal. You don't want to be engaging. You're supposed to be a missile infantry. I don't want to set these guys on skirmisher in this sort of situation because they will just be really stupid about it.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Who is routing? Why are you routing already? I know you're light spearmen, but bloody hell. Surely you can beat some cavalry. I mean, that is literally your pretty much main purpose. Surely we are beating the enemy missile infantry. These guys have got carried away. Come on, let's start to try and beat some of this enemy cavalry. Both of you just kill this guy down. And you. So along the front lines we are basically engaged. Start to commit some of the rear line. I feel like this battle isn't going all that well, to be honest. Right, let's start to check some of our missile units which are getting carried away again. And there you are. You two seem to be okay. You should just be able to chuck away as you wish. Your range on that. Yeah, go for those light peltists. You can keep up your fire on them. What else is there for you to shoot? Go for those slingers, you should be able to kill them. And all this lot should be able to kill these light heavy cavalry relatively effectively, surely. Looks like they've won that battle. So you guys start to come around here. Because we've got more stuff here for you guys to get stuck in with. Let's go down here. Some of our slingers are just like charged for some reason.
This is a shameful display.
Try and keep killing down some of these enemy units. Trying to keep an eye on what's going on because our units seem to have a slightly suicidal tendency by the looks of it. We're slowly starting to wear down these enemy cavalry here. Starting to have an effect on some of these enemy missile units as well, which is good. What we want. Let's go for this guy. Trying to overwhelm these guys basically where we can. Our poor general is having a real rough time of it in terms of just being shot all the time. Are you still focusing down something useful? No, you're not. What's your range? Start to focus down some of these skirmishers. You should be focusing on... I had to work out what's going on. One like that. Some of our people just in line are struggling as well by the looks of it. What else have we got in terms of infantry to throw into this fight? Yeah, really tough. It's proving to be. Come on, just get stuck in amongst them. If you're going to be in amongst the enemy archers, just go for it, for God's sake.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a
Start to put pressures on some of these people. Come on. Should be able to win this. Cavalry at least. You. Who's the other cavalry? Who's the other cavalry? You. Kill their archers. Infantry. Go for their heavy hoplites in the rear. Cool. Start to weather these people down. Our line is holding. We're starting to break them a little bit now, I think, to be honest. Come on, let's go against these light skirmishers. Our guys here are struggling, but I think we're going to pull this back. Oh no, we've been engaged by some hoplites. That's not kind of what I expected. I'm going to get engaged by more... Oh, heavy cavalry. That's going to suck. Okay, in this part of the line at least, let's just engage these peltists. What's going on down here? We've got caught with just a ton of enemy hand-to-hand units. We're just trying to overwhelm these parts of the line.
This is a shameful display.
You guys go into guard mode here. Maybe if I put them in guard mode, they won't chase. Bring you along the line, bring you along the line. Let's go for these hoplites here, attack them in the rear. Battle's finally starting to tip more in our favour now.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Missiles awaiting targets.
Come on, move, you idiots. You, stay engaged. It has such a bad drag mechanic in this game sometimes. So frustrating. It's still got all these heavy cavalry there as well. Oh, fuck it, just engage them. Oh, this is chaos! How are you ever supposed to manage this? It looks like we've got it. They're all routing now. Oh, that was hard work. Whew. I did not think we were going to win that at some point. I remember now why I auto-resolve a bit more than I do. Oh, the stress of that was pretty extreme. God. Okay. Oh, I didn't press end. I thought that was crashing then. Well, we took quite a lot of losses then, but we've broken them. That's the main thing. Well, that took up a good chunk of today's episode, didn't it? But it was certainly quite a fun battle cinematically. This wasn't necessarily quite so fun to play, but at least we won. That's the main thing. That is their end. That has literally broken them. Definitely that has. Because we're just going to take the city now easily. Yeah, you are dead. Yeah, I'd rather have the not disorder. We shall kill them. Still get $1,000 for killing them all the loot we get from their bodies. But we're going to go into autumn next turn. We're going to get the stupid laggy turn, aren't we? Maybe it's Taurus. Taurus? Maybe that would make more sense as a pronunciation.
Can you not
They
find
want me
courage
to join a war
the
against Koda. No, I
monsters we
can't.
found?
Once we have beaten Taurus, then yes, I shall. But before then, I shall not, because I don't have any units down there and I can't do anything against them. So I don't want to get into a war with them. Unsurprisingly. Okay, oh, it's laggy autumn, great. Amanda's increased in rank. Not unsurprising. Oh, I hate this autumn. Go for it. Yeah. Stick him in the stomach. There we go. There goes their capital. Thank God.
At your command.
That's really the signal of the end, that is. Let's start to use our money to get some of these things sorted out. Our incomes are really going up, which is great. I'm going to have to knock this down a tier. There's really no point having that as a military centre as though either. And we'll have that as a court probably for the wealth and cultural influence. Profit, make public order. Yeah, do it like that. This army here is going to go straight for Brentisium. Keep them on the run. In a turn or two, the rest of our armies can move out and start to push down and just finish off the rest of their settlements. It's going to cause some serious public order unhappiness and all this, but I think that's probably taken enough food off them as well to cause some problems. Fishing village. No, I'm out of money. 2 to go, and then they are a dead people. Well, a nomadic people briefly, but then be dead. Yeah, I'll let the army recover a little bit before pushing on, but it won't be long. So we've spent all our money already. Everywhere else we've just got some building projects assigned and stuff already. Nothing else to really worry about around any of these too much. All our dignitaries are set up. Our troops still raiding in the Romans. This guy I'm going to bring back because I just don't think it's worth it, frankly. I'd rather just have them garrison because I think they're going to get caught out by an enemy army otherwise. And it's not going to be worth the repercussions. I'll just keep my navy Toddling along the coastline. Because we're just meeting new civilizations, finding out what the world looks like up the coast. I'll meet here and then I'll come back down around Corsica and Sardinia. Well, what does our future look like in this? Once we've taken Calabria, it's going to be really interesting. This is the whole hill of Italy is going to be safe, really. And once we've got it sort of properly sorted with public order and everything, I think I'm then going to be turning my attention against something like Syracuse, maybe, and looking to maybe go for Sicily. We can start to focus. We can really concentrate our armies on like the toe of Italy, and be really quite effective there. We've got, you know, we maybe send an army back up towards supporting the Roman war a bit more, or just reinforcing our garrison army a bit more of a powerful. We're getting 6,000 per turn now. So anyway, we've got some options there. One of these armies, I just remembered, did get an upgrade, didn't it? Or one of the generals did. I thought. No? Spurius Annius Hadrianus. Well, who the hell's that? I don't even remember how you even upgrade these people. Not you then. What about... Will it tell me... Ah, there. Oh, it's a dignitary. Oh. Cool. We can increase... Tax probably is the one I normally go for. Strict. Yeah, more cunning, more tax income. Please just take me out of this stupid autumn. It sucks so much. Oh, that is not what I wanted to happen. That is, I guess, the risk of raiding. Oh, that's inconvenient. What have they got? Quite a lot of crappy troops. I don't think we're going to be able to win that. But we shall fight valiantly anyway. Anything to get away from the lag of the stupid campaign map. I know I bang on about that every episode, but really, I mean, come on, surely they can fix that. It's such a stupid bug. I'll wait for this one to load in. Yeah, it's going to be quite tough, I think, to win this. Yeah, where am I going to fight them? Probably here. I'm going to go put some spears in our front line. Someone did point out, can I... What's the impact of that? Armor, strength, bracing, melee defense, shield strength, but you lose speed. Oh, that's worth it then. I'll have a shield wall. Can I slightly increase the formation length? Not really. These guys I don't think get a hoplite. I'll put them in guard so they just hold that position, but I don't think they get a hoplite mode in quite the same way. Then I'm going to stick these guys there and then not in skirmish mode, and then behind them I'm going to go for slingers, which I probably will stick in skirmish mode. Then we've got some of our light infantry, which I'm probably going to leave there, and I'll put my SAMNITEs, my tough units behind these, on the assumption that the Romans are going to come down here, but of course they might come this way, I do not know. I'll put these guys out first because I'm making the assumption that they're going to send their cavalry in, which they sometimes seem to do. Please, yeah, just send all your cavalry against my spears, not against the SAMNITEs. Straight, 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 don't. That's not quite what I wanted. Because these guys are going to have a harder time about it. These guys are not going to fare so well. Brace! 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 Oh, God. Truth.
We await your command.
You need missile cavalry as well.
Swords and advance at speed. Slingers, fire! Italian swordsmen.
How badly is this fight going? Fairly badly.
Forward!
Come on, charge! Just get stuck straight in. We'll cut those cavalry down as quickly as we can.
Our general is under
Cease
attack.
fire on that, I think.
Missiles ready and waiting.
Form up to something neater, please. Let's start shooting some of these Latin tribesmen. They're very light missile infantry. What have they got? It's just all the levies and stuff. Wow, it's devastating, that is. Let's go for these guys down here, these skirmishers. Are they skirmishers or are they javelins? No, they're javelins, you see. It's going to be a bit harder to deal with than I thought. Those Italian light cavalry should die pretty quickly. We shouldn't really lose too many Lucian warriors to that. These guys there are rotating. So now it's really all v me. Oh, what are these guys doing? Are you taking down these levies or not? I want to hit down these enemy skirmishers because they're the most damaging unit, to be honest. More so than people like, you know, just the crappy people like the enemy, like peasants, basically dagger-armed peasants, Latin tribesmen. I'm not worried about them at all.
Missile infantry at your command.
Wait for these guys to come in range.
Slingers, javelin men, as you command.
Basically, start to shoot them as well. That walking too close if you can.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Now that guy's out of ammunition. Well, might as well engage these guys in hand. You might as well come out of shield wall and get stuck in. How's it going down here? Are we actually holding?
Swords, as you command.
Yeah, we're getting there. The Lucian warriors are taking some casualties.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Who dares rout?
Display.
Italian spearmen.
Come on, let's get these light melee infantry down.
Slingers.
Surely we should be starting to kill these levies. Even they're very light missile infantry. Surely our skirmishers can do a better job on some of these. They've still got quite a lot left as well, which is annoying. Italian cavalry is going down. Their elite equites are proving to be rather tough.
The enemy general is dead.
That's good. That'll affect their morale negatively. I'm going to be charged by these guys though. I'm having a bit of a hard time over this side.
Swords.
Surely he's about to rout soon. These guys are resilient, annoyingly so. Hopefully people like our armoured legionaries aren't going to be a problem. I don't really want to shoot at spearmen. I'll rather go for these levies at range over here.
Orders understood.
Move forward slightly, just so we come into range of these.
Men of Italia.
These guys are going to get into trouble in a minute because they're going to start routing soon. At least start to get some shots off over here.
Italians
Come on, die!
on double time.
So it's silly how the computer has basically unlimited ammunition by the looks of it, because any other levies that I'd had would long since have run out of ammunition by now, you see. But their ones don't.
Men of Italia.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a
Now we're in
shameful
trouble.
display.
Your orders.
Okay, there's no point chasing them. Come on, out this way.
At speed.
Our men flee the field of battle.
You
This is
turn
a
your attention on
shameful
those enemy
display.
levies. Surely they must be out of missiles. God's sake.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
I'm about giving up hope on this battle, I think. I don't think this is going to end very well for us. It's their javelin men. They just have far too many of them for me to do anything about, really. We start running out of missiles, I think.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
User routing. Here's our how are Lucian warriors doing?
For glory. Missile infantry.
Who's more likely to rout? Oh, if we're going to get the spearmen coming in, them. Us, sorry. There's still these missiles here. They get so many javelins. How can they carry so many? Whereas we always get such a limited amount of ammunition. It's kind of frustrating.
Flee the field of battle.
Ah, there go our Lucian warriors. Defeat. Well, that's the downside to raiding. Is that you just lose your cities. Doesn't work quite so well as I'd hoped. Although they lost 1,000 people, we'll be able to take it back again easily. But they might have burnt a lot of our city, a lot of our buildings to the ground. Depending on what they do in the meantime. Whether they occupy it or whether they actually burn it. It's not showing a burn animation, so maybe it'll survive. Because then I can just take it back a lot easier. One risk of fighting Syracuse is that they have so many ships at sea that they can land on our shores, and it's quite hard to defend against them. Proton, Marciuni. Like, it's so laggy through the autumn. I think they're so laggy is they put all these speckles on the screen to try and represent leaves, but it's just so CPU intensive. It's just such a stupid idea. Oh, thank God. Okay. A dignitary is ranked. Okay, let's do that. New party formed. New party formed? What does this mean? One of our leaders has formed a new party. Okay, I don't know quite what that means. But it looks like we're still relatively influential, so I don't think it's a problem. Right, what are we going to do? First things first. Is retake my city. Die. How dare you? And that's that. Oh, it gives me even an increased in rank, so maybe it was worth it. They didn't burn anything down, although we lost a few bits in terms of like some of our stuff that we earned. Let's get the stuff upgrading again. We did of course get a tradition upgrade, which is not so bad. We can have increase 6 weapon damage inflicted by all armor units and 3 melee attack, which is kind of nice, making the units pretty strong there. Mercenary cost, income from raiding, movement, speed and reinforcement range, defenses. I think I'm just going to go for formidable fighters increase, to be honest. That's making the guys pretty strong then. And when you get to 3, you're getting quite an increase. And then of course my general's getting an increase as well. Minus corruption, more gravitas basically. More authority, unit plus morale. No, I think we'll make the commander because I want him to have more gravitas in terms of his political standing. Because obviously he's one of my people, one of my senators' people, so I want him to be good. Okay, that was inconvenient, but not the end of the world. So let's have a look back down here at how things are looking down here. So we'll get this back to fishermen's people. We knocked that down, so that can be built back as something else. Probably one of my groves of Keres, my classic buildings. So that's all looking fine. How healthy are these people? Probably healthy enough to attack the next city. Just do it. A lot of our Lucian warriors are in good health. Yes. Cool, and then they've only got 1 city left. We're really pushing them back now. Public orders we're going to we shall persevere. Fishing village. Another shrine. I don't have enough money, but ultimately we'll build some fields or something like that to bring in more agriculture. And then they've got 1 people left. It looks like they're recruiting a bit of an army down here in Hydros. But this is it. It's their final stand, so we'll be able to wipe them out. I feel like they've been taking attrition with some of their people at sea now as well. Cool. Everywhere down here I think is okay. Correctly, it started to get its garrison up properly in case these guys actually attack. But I don't think they'll have enough people to do anything. We have spent all our money. All our people are in the field. Just move our navy. Because these guys have now actually explored everyone as well. Got to come back round. I forgot. I can't go into the middle of the map because otherwise you take massive attrition damage. Yeah. We're all good. I think it's just a case of straight into the next turn. Hopefully a bit of a less eventful turn this time. Romans moving down. Syracuse is always making me nervous. There's someone that has to die. It's going to be a really hard one, those Syracuse, because as soon as I declare war on them, they're just going to be able to land on my shores. I'll have to keep an army free. Maybe we should try and force a peace with Rome. Maybe that wouldn't be such a terrible idea. I don't know if I can trust them. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Perpetual life problems. Carthaginian politician. A man is brought before you is accused of continually killing a Carthaginian official. However, he offers a sizable monetary contribution if... No. I'm not that poor that I need that sort of thing. A raid on my tits. How dare they? I know that joke just never gets old. Unhappy problems in Calabria. No surprise there. Look at that building queue. We should just do this and then everything will be building. Literally all things are building. There we're trying to recruit as many people as physically possible. I might just send my wandering warriors down, to be honest.
At once. Destination reached.
I could probably have cavalry. They're heavy cavalry, are they? I think they are. And then we're just going to go for them at Hydros. At least besiege them. We completed the construction. Oh, it's added Constantia. Nice. That means we've got the upgraded city now. They're getting proper linen legions, armored spearmen, Yushimura silver infantry. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, that's all looking good then. Oh, I need timber. We recruited our people, lots of inspired populations, etc, etc. Nothing important there. Over this way, of course, we got that set up again, so that's fine. Got a bit of money now, so I might think about recruiting a couple of people in this army, a few more. We need our four skirmishers. We don't want any native Italian swordsmen. Our Lucian warriors are far better, so we'll leave them to do that for now. We have to deal with them at some point. There's our boats. Boat. Come down the coast a little bit. How long have we been recording? 43 minutes around. We're going to have to end this one probably this turn. Okay, I'm generally really pleased with how this has gone. We're going to beat this in the next episode pretty easily, I think. And then Tarsus will be defeated forever, which will be good. Then yeah, maybe we can force a peace with the Romans. Let's have a quick go, just in case I can force a peace with the Romans.
You are welcome, but that will... Your demands?
That's fine. I didn't expect them to, but it would have been nice if we could. Just because then I can then focus what my real attention is, which is we want to be able to do next is Croton. I don't think these will be able to stand up against us very easily. I think we'll be deploying 2 or 3 full sort of Imperial Samnite armies against them, and yeah, that's not going to be going particularly well for them. Syracuse is going to be harder, I feel like. Got a little bit of territory here. I don't actually have that much territory though, having said all that. You know, and given the amount of armies they've got at sea, they probably haven't got very many armies homeward bound, as it were. You know, if they've got a 20-man army here, look, on the coast, they cannot be expecting to do very well elsewhere. So I think we may be in with a chance there. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, guys. Things are still going well, which is good. Hopefully they'll continue to go well in the next episode. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I do appreciate all your advice and stuff. Just remember, it sometimes takes there's a delay. So this is episode 11. I probably won't film episode 12 actually today, but sometimes I record them in like a block, and then when you give me advice on episode 11, it takes to like say episode 13 before I film again. So that's why there's sometimes a lag. I'm not ignoring you. Just you know, there's a bit of a delay in it all. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Please give the video a like because it really helps it out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more Total War content, and I shall see you on the next video.